We're here. We're back. Welcome.
Right here.
Do you have your
Welcome to
ring
you.
on? I just
No, what do you mean?
welcome to
What are
the
you talking
Jersey
about?
Crew Fantasy Football Podcast, Season 5, Episode 1, live and recording, streaming on July 11th. And we bring to you the co-host of the last 4 seasons and the champion of the Jersey Crew League for the last 2 seasons, Ben's. How are you doing out there,
I'm
Ben?
here. This is crazy. I can't believe we're here. You did kind of you caught me. I am wearing a little jewelry. I have a couple toys that's got some things for show and tell today.
Nice.
But yes, if you can see this beautiful for anybody who hasn't seen this yet, this
Oh yeah.
is the championship ring. And actually that's a pretty good picture there.
That is good.
Um I'm a little scared to put it like fully on because I'm afraid it's not going to come off. But yeah, I've just been reveling in all of this glory and it's still going too. Actually, when we got onto the stream today, it said His Royal Highness on my name, which
Yeah.
was what I put at the last episode of last year. So it's
Yeah.
continuing on. You said the champ, and yeah, it's the reigning champ. So yeah, feeling good. I can't believe it. And last year we did June.
Okay.
And so we're a little bit late. Things have been a lot of exciting things have been going on. So, but still, we're here in July, so I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah. It's early enough, but it's
Yeah.
time
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah.
talk fantasy football, talk Jersey Crew. This is our first episode of the year, which is just going to be kind of discussion, just kind of figure it out
Yeah.
what we want to do. Obviously it's the 21st season, so it's almost like kind of a new era. So it's like we did the big 20th season anniversary last year. We kind of made
Yeah.
it all about that. You ended up winning, which got you that ring. Now, and you said you got a lot of exciting things that happened this summer for you. So which one is your favorite ring? You know, you got two rings recently.
I mean, you tell me which. No, it's crazy. And just to give you a shout out, the best man speech was, I think, 50% fantasy football. No, not that much, but yeah. So yeah, it just means so much to me. So my hand is complete.
Yeah, you're right.
Few things, and I'm ready to just add more. I've got fingers that are open, so
Oh
we
yeah.
can.
Oh yeah. We got to discuss too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about payouts and winners and maybe we
Yep.
continue the ring thing. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I mean, that one special has the 20th anniversary champion. It says it on there. So,
Yep.
and that was supposed to be for that year, but hey, maybe we make it for this year too. So
Yeah.
we're all things are on table.
Yep, and just so everyone knows too, came in this. I can't remember if you sent this out to everybody, but anyway, so they can see it. It came in this beautiful little box, and it used to have lights that hit it too, but I used it so much that it already ran out of the battery. So I'll be replacing that. But yeah, couldn't ask
Oh
for more.
man.
Life
Oh,
is good. Life is
yeah,
good.
big win for Ben's last year. And I did want to recap that. So for today's episode, we're kind of just talking and discussing next year. But I do want to start by kind of congratulating you and kind of going over last year as well with Ben's champion. And then we'll also do a mock draft, the way too early mock draft.
Yep.
We'll talk about how we're going to pick our draft spots. And what that's going to look like. And then we're going to do a mock, like maybe 8-round draft just to see for fun how it looks and how it feels with some names, some draft strategies that are different this year, and some football. We get to talk about football. So it's exciting to finally be here. So as we start, I want to start with kind of a recap and look a little bit back to Ben's run to the championship. So we'll bring up this from Jersey Crew. We got Ben's number 1, Sean Uncle Buck number 2, and Giants and Cowboys number 3. Ben's took down Sean Uncle Buck in the final. He took down Giants and Cowboys in the semifinal. So the other 2 teams that won trophies in the same year, other than Ben's, he took them both down on his way to victory. And he had a bye in the first round as well. So just wanted to kind of go over that, give you some props there, and kind of figure out how much do you remember? Like, is it coming back now as we're talking about it, or how much do you remember from your championship run?
That's such a good question because so I've said on here before, I take like a 3-month sports fast. And I do take a break for March Madness, but once the Super Bowl and that time is over, I don't watch sports, or I try not to look at alerts or anything like that. So it's funny, like coming back to it now, going, wait, what? Like did Bijan really rip off a 93-yard touchdown? And so I've been listening to some of your intros from our podcast last year, get familiar with all that happened. But no, of course, it's like dusting it off a little bit, but it is still fresh in the memory. That last game especially, all the chatter that was happening, and it was really cool that one time in that game they showed a like player versus player, and it was Puka versus Bijan. And Sean texted me, he was like, "That's literally our fantasy matchup they're showing prime time on the game." And
Yep.
it's so cool as we're all following it. And then yeah, just these massive plays that were like, I think this is going to be possible. So that is especially fresh in the mind right now. And then a little bit of the playoff run too. But the other thing that I'm remembering, because the podcast that I'm listening to right now keeps talking about it, is that Kyle Pitts in the first round of the playoffs went for like 45 points. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
and so
Uh,
that's kind of a funny little thorn. Doesn't really matter.
During your bye too, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was during the bye. Yeah.
We made mention of that. I remember because you almost thought, oh no, did I just give it up? Like that was my time to shine, and it was during the bye.
Yeah.
But then you came and you put 165 points against 140.
Right. Not
in the
shabby.
semifinal. And then look up top. Uncle Buck put 188 up in the semifinal. So you're not even that comfortable with 166.
Right.
Like you're scared. And then you come in and you put up 153. Giants and Cowboys, if he won, would have put up 151. So you still had 2 more points than him. Yeah. But Uncle Buck only put up to 130. So you got the W. So just crazy to think about, kind of bring back those memories from this past year. And then we have to remember you won the year prior to that as well.
Yeah, that is now seeming like ancient. It's not, but it's just because last year was the 20th anniversary. And if I ever wanted to win, I mean, I want to win every year, but to win that year, and my team name is on this ring. Like this is a one of a kind. It's not just like any trophy or anything. So and then to go against Sean, like the whole narrative was just incredible last year. And I did kind of like demolish Kyle in the championship 2 years ago. So less memorable.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because we have some right off the bat, fresh Jersey Crew trivia. If you're up for it. If you're up for it.
Oh, always.
All right. So I came up with a little game. Okay. So I want to see how many points you can get. And so I'll kind of set a goal and see how many points you can get. The idea here is to list your starting lineup from 2 years ago in the championship, and from this year, or from this past year in the championship. So I have both lineups up here. It has to be starting lineups. For every player you get right, it's 1 point. And the kicker, if you get right, is 2 points. Okay.
That's so this is smart. Yeah.
This is a total of 20 points. Okay. So you have 9 players, and then the kicker is 2 points each. So 20 total points. So what's the ball? Maybe 12 or 13? What do you want to? What's the goal? 12 or 13? Let's use 13. I'll use 13. Like so it's not a crazy amount. So let's see if you can get 13 points from last year, starting with last year, and then we'll move to this year. So let's start with last year. And how many players can you get right? Should there be a limit of wrong answers?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3.
3 wrong.
Okay. All right. 3. All right. 3 wrong. And then we'll move on if you can't get any more. But we're going to try to beat 13 points. All right. Start from 2 years ago.
So Jaden Daniels.
Wait. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Okay. This is for. Gotcha. All right.
2 years ago.
1 point.
Jaden point. Daniels. We're going Brian Thomas Jr.
2 points.
Malik Neighbors.
No. Oh, in the flex. 3 points.
And then crazy, but I think it's Tajay Spears.
Wow. You're good. 4 points.
And then it's Achan.
5 points. You're not looking over there, right? We're not.
No. Come on.
He's 5 for 5, folks. He's hot. Yeah. 5 for 5.
And you got Bijan, right?
That was one of the first. Oh no, I don't think you said him yet. 6.
No, I did. He was the last one I said.
Oh my goodness.
Save the easy one for last. Okay. And then tight end. I think is a little bit tricky. Is that true?
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
Okay. I think you would think I was going to say Laporta, but something is telling me I want to say, what the heck's it? Kraft. And so it's
Yeah.
between those two.
Okay.
And for the championship, I don't see myself sitting Laporta. I'm going to go Laporta.
No, it was Kraft.
Shoot.
But you still
Okay.
got it. I mean, I'm still
Okay.
giving you that. I'm still giving you that. You're missing one, right? Yeah, you're missing one.
I got two. I got one.
I won't say what position.
Okay.
It could be a flex, but you're missing one before the kicker.
Okay. I think
But
it's
you
a
got
flex
both
because-
tight ends. I mean, Sam Laporta's on your bench, so man, you really remember.
Yeah. So I got quarterback. I got. Oh, I'm missing a wide receiver, I think.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. Wow, this is gonna be hard. Who was my little like? Oh, was it Calvin Ridley?
No.
Shoot.
I'll give
Is
you
it?
one hint. Streaky.
Yeah, because I was playing some. It wasn't Devontae Smith because that was last year, but it was somebody kind of like that.
I would agree.
I played him a few times over Brian Thomas, and I remember you saying, "Why would you ever do that?"
That could be true.
Streaky. All right, give me. I was gonna say, give me like a division or something, but
All right. Well, you can't get all the points.
yeah, I might have to tap out on that one.
Jaden Reed.
I don't know if I would ever gotten that. That guy killed me that year.
So 7 out of the 8 points for your skill players, and then what about your kicker?
My kicker? I don't know. Was it Graham Gano?
No. Will Reichert or whatever. Okay.
Vikings,
all right.
right?
So 7 points. So you need another 7, actually. Okay. We need to be 13. Yeah.
To beat that. Okay. All right. So this I should be able to get, although man, kicker again is gonna hurt. All right, Drake May.
Okay.
Bijan Robinson.
2 points.
Who is my tight end? Drake May, Bijan, Kyron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
Okay. 2 running backs, quarterback, tight end. Wide receivers. These I feel like are going to be a little bit trickier. Devontae Smith is in somewhere in there.
Yep.
Flex or wide receivers. So okay. JSN.
Yep. 6 points.
Okay, and then I'm missing. Who was my third running back? Because my 2 years in a row, my strategy. Kyron, Bijan, and Hampton.
Yep.
I think he put up 20 points in the championship.
So you already got the 14. So let's see if you can get the last 2.
Okay.
You're missing 1 skill player, then the kicker.
Okay. Is this another kind of like streamer?
Definitely. Streaky streamer times 1,000.
Oh yeah. Why did I do that in the last? Oh my gosh. Oh, did I start Tesla in the championship?
No.
I think I started in the week before, maybe. Okay. And the kicker's not Will Reichert, right? Like I didn't do that 2 years in a row.
I gotta scroll down. No, it's not.
Okay. All right. I guess I can't really ask that, but definition of streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I picked him up like that week type of level of streamer.
You're probably not gonna get a Kyle Williams.
Oh dang! Because I tried
from
to pair him
New
with
England.
Drake May. Yeah.
And then any guess on your kicker?
Dude, I change my kicker every week. I have no idea. Is it one of what you would consider like one of the main guys in the last like 5 years? No, he's kind of an I want to say McManus or like somebody like that.
Eddie Pinheiro or whatever.
Yeah,
7 out
shot.
of both teams. So you basically missed one skill player and the kicker
Yeah.
for both years. That's not bad at all. 14 points just beats the 13-point goal. So not
Which
bad at
says a
all.
lot about my strategy too, right? It's like I have my solid guys, I throw in one kind of long shot, and then I literally don't care about the kicker.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So really good 2 years back-to-back championships for Ben's. So for that and to kind of recap last year, I just wanted to share a tribute video that I made.
No way. Oh, it just keeps going. This is great.
And then we'll kind of move on from last year. But this was a little one that,
We don't
with
have
the
to.
intro, we're doing a couple things. It's season 5,
Yep.
5th season for the podcast. We're doing a little bit more on YouTube last year as well as this year.
Yeah.
So I made the intro, hopefully to use throughout the year. And during that, I wanted to make a little tribute video as well. I'll keep us on here so that we can react during it.
Yeah.
But nothing super long. I just wanted to give you a little something before we move on. Yes, Ben's.
Beautiful.
It was
And the
funny
music
because you were
is-
just talking about the rings too.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at
You're
that
keeping
thing.
it there for a moment. Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah.
My
Oh, yeah.
team name right there. And it does help that I have a nice short team name. It just looks like it was meant to be. And all of those diamonds are real, right? That's what I think you told me.
Yeah. All of them are real. Yeah, the nice box too with the light.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
how to
so
do it
good.
up. How to do it up for Ben's, and a really job well done last year and the year before. So what is it going to take to go 3 straight years? We're going to talk about the draft. Maybe you won't have as good of a position. I think you were
Right.
top 2, 3.
I was one both. Or
Both
actually,
years?
you're right. I was number 2 the year.
So it was like top 2,
Yeah.
top 3 both years. This year will not be most likely with the lottery and Ben being potentially number 1 in the power rankings. That is something I want to look at before we do our mock draft. So I was able to update where we stand again within the power rankings, which takes into account the trophies, wins, and anything over the last 20 years. We have some movement here. Number 1, Ben's with 3 wins, which ties Gangrene, but he has 6 trophies.
Wow.
1 runner-up, 2 third places, and 3 wins. So 6 trophies, which is tied for the most with the champ and Uncle Buck. But of course, the 3 wins is what puts you ahead of everyone else. So really, really good job there. Gangrene is number 2. Pack Attack is number 3 with 2 wins. The only 3 teams with multiple wins. And then you have 5 teams with 1 win. The Champ, Uncle Buck, Coyotes, Ladies, and Groovy Q. They all are sorted by the number of trophies. And then the last 4 without a win so far in the league, The Godfather, Jet Up, Giants and Cowboys, and Brady Gaga. So just wanted to kind of go over those power rankings because a part of the lottery draft that we're going to do is going to take into account the overall 20th or 20 years of our league. So it's not going to be directly this like backwards or reversed, but it is going to take into account the power rankings. Any comments on the power rankings before we move on from that?
I mean, I think it's crazy that I went to the top there. And that's not even just like a pat on the back. It's just like seeing that as you've been doing these power rankings for the last few years now. That's a crazy sight. So feels great. But what I also will say is at the end of it, is this the year that one of those bottom 4 teams gets the championship? Like
It's possible.
Somebody takes it that has never won it just yet. But yeah, I'm trying to look too, 2021, 2019 for Gangrene, 2023. So the top 3 in the power rankings, is that right? Who won 2024? Let's see.
You.
Oh, 24, I see. Yeah, so it's like those top 3 that have been up there for the last stretch of years. So, yeah,
Yep.
maybe somebody comes in and, Groovy Q got it in 22, so
Right.
maybe somebody else disrupts it.
Yep, I agree. I agree. And Uncle Buck, 4 runner-ups. So that was his 4th time finishing runner-up, which ties
Wow.
Gangrene, or I'm sorry, the champ with
Yeah.
4 runner-up as well. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of championships there. I mean,
Yeah.
you got 1 win and 4 runner-up. You have 5 championship appearances for both Uncle Buck and the champ. But
Right.
only one win for each of them. So interesting there. And then I also updated the playoff appearances. So you have the highlighted ones that just made playoffs. That's Uncle Buck's 13th time, 5 straight, which is tied for the longest with myself, the Godfather.
Okay.
So we both have 5 straight, but he is number 1, not tied, but standing alone at 13 times, making the playoffs. Pack Attack 12, the champ 12, both did not make it, but sit at 12. Gangrene just made it and moved up to 12. And
Yeah.
then the Godfather is ranking 5th with 10, the 5 straight for the Godfather as well. So
Wow.
interesting there. 2 straight for you. The last 2 years, obviously, you won the championship, but the year prior to that, you didn't make it. So you
Right.
made it in the last 2 years, and a couple others, Giants and Cowboys, 5 times out of the 6 years, and 3 straight for him. So couple standings there for the playoffs as well.
So that's kinda cool. So Groovy Q, has only made the playoffs twice, but won in one of those years.
Yep.
But and I know it's his 7th year, right? That's what that means?
7th year.
Like,
Yeah,
in
that's
the league?
accurate. Yeah.
So, but even still, that's pretty awesome. And then just giving some credit to those top, what was it? What would it be like? The top 5, let's say, anybody who's been 10
Yep.
plus. That's over half of the amount of years that we've been doing this. So that is really, really hard to do.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I set up there too in the standings. 6 teams make the playoffs from the beginning all the way to 2021, and then
Right.
last year as well in 2025. The rest in between there was 8 teams,
Was a
but it's
yeah.
still a very very good accomplishment for those teams.
Yeah.
All right, so that is kind of like a recap of where we stand after 20 years, a recap of where we stand after the last 2 years for you. So we can kind of move on from that. But really good job, and now we wiped the slate clean for a new year, and we're looking at 2026, the 21st season for Jersey Crew, the 5th podcast season for us. And so we're trying to spice things up, trying to make some things new, and think about this as a new era. So before we get into our mock draft and selecting some players, let's just think top level, high level of what we
Yeah.
want 2026 to look like. Now, if you had a guess or if you had your way or you would want to do something, would it be a lot of changes, no changes, or somewhere in the middle?
That's really cool to think about because the changes that we've made in the last few years have been really fun and have made the league it's not it has made certain things better, but it's also just made it like new
Right,
and like
right.
fun and different. And so it's not that the old stuff was bad. It's just more like, yeah, we're trying to evolve a little bit. So I'm always a fan of few but kind of big
Okay.
changes. So like quality over quantity, if that answers the question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like the main topics I'm thinking about is like last year we did winner take all. So buy in this year, what's that dollar amount, maybe what range we're staying in, probably where we were at, maybe that 150 range or so, but then payout structure. So I don't think we're going to do buy winner take all again. So
Right.
maybe that's, top 2. Maybe we just stick to winner and runner up. Maybe a little bit bigger of a payout. Survivor Royale. We want to see, are we continuing that? Is it going to be a side bet kind of like on top of the buy-in, or is it going to be within the buy-in? Or is it, do we go back to divisions? I think that's something we got to decide too.
Yeah.
1 league or 2 divisions. And then the drafting order, which is going to be the draft lottery, which I'll explain in a little bit. So let's start with the payout structure.
Yeah.
What leagues do you like when you think of yourself, think to yourself, I like this payout structure? What is that usually with the fantasy leagues you're in?
I think it's usually when it's just kind of like clean and organized, and there's not like a ton of extra.
Yeah.
Like the most points, the like leader in points getting paid. Like I'm kind of indifferent as far as that
Yeah.
goes, and it's nice if you're that guy, but it's just I don't know. So I like when it's I feel like just like a first and second, or a first, second, third. When you throw in the Survivor Royale, that kind of takes care of that like extra thing.
Right, right,
Of
right.
course, then we've done division winners as well, which the argument for that has been like that's the whole season that you're kind of winning, not just a tournament at the end, the playoffs at the end. So I think as I'm saying this too, I think I'm actually even more in favor of just like first and second,
Yeah.
because third just seems like it does necessitate that last game for the third versus fourth place game. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at when it's like, okay, this is easy to understand. That person gets a percentage, that person gets a percentage, and then it's kind of that's it.
Yeah, I kind of agree, and I'm thinking about that too. I'll make that note, and we'll figure that out. But like top two, I could see, and then making
Yeah.
it a little bit higher of a payout, is a little bit more attractive as well. And then we can kind of think of Survivor on top of that,
Right.
probably, for anyone that wants to join that kind of side pot. Top two. So in that case, would you keep it as six make the playoffs and give the first two number one and two buys, or would you still do, or would you want to go back to the eight make playoffs and the first two have to play in round one?
Last year was so interesting because it was the first year in a while without divisions, but didn't it kind of feel like it separated itself? Remember, it was, what was it, like the top four teams or something like that that remained the top four
Yeah,
teams
I remember that. Yeah.
almost the whole year. So not that that's a division, but it did feel like there was like this split, and it was really fun to see. And this is not like patronizing or belittling. This is like, it was really cool to see the battle between who was going to get that sixth spot. So that being said, I actually do like divisions, which would then kind of say, um, I don't know, like mixing that with still the six teams and those first two teams getting buys, would be kind of interesting. But I don't know. It's hard to see a chance for opening it up to more teams getting into the playoffs
Right.
and saying like, let's just keep it like the first place and second place, or first seed and second seed having to play that first round and not getting buys, like that's kind of fun, and it
It
gives
is.
more teams a chance. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I'm kind of like a fence sitter for that one, but I can
Yeah,
see
I'm
like,
back and forth too.
yeah,
I don't know.
that one's
I
tough.
almost think of it like if we do divisions, I would like it to be eight in the playoffs.
Right.
And if we do one league, I would like it to be six in the playoffs, because I feel like the buys that you get, the value from the buys that you get, should go to the top two teams in the league, which is why I would like the one league. So when we do like divisions, that number one in that other division isn't always the second best team.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for them to be able to then get a buy is like, I don't know, that it doesn't seem like the value. I don't know if I like that with divisions. So again, we're not making any final decisions. We're just kind of talking it out. But I feel like if we do go with one league, I would stick with six making the playoffs. And if we go with two divisions, I would stick with eight making the playoffs. If that makes sense.
I totally agree, and I guess that's in a roundabout way kind of where my head was at, because I love being able to play for multiple things. So like the Survivor Royale, but also like knowing that you have a divisional match is really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And then, but I like what you're saying about then, okay, make it more competitive in the sense that then there's going to be eight teams there, and you don't get a bye because you might not necessarily be the second team. So I think if we go divisions, I like where your head's on that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to kind of figure that one out as well as we get closer to draft. Scoring. I mean, we haven't changed these in quite some time. PPR 1 point, QB passing touchdown still 6 points. We really haven't touched any of that. Would you ever consider changing any of the scoring systems?
I think every other league I join, I evaluate based on our scoring system.
Yeah,
So it's like, no, I love the way that we score. I am so attached to the 6 point quarterback
yeah, yeah.
touchdowns. It kind of like is such a big facet of our league. And no, I would keep it the same. I think it's really strong. I mean, because then you start getting cute, right? You start getting into the like specialty points and
Right, right.
the tight end premium 1.5 for their receptions and things like that, and like the extra bonus points for a longer play. I think we have a really nice setup. I like where it's at.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. And then similar to that is the roster. Now we did make a change last year to add a bench spot. So we have 9 to start with the 2 flexes, and we have 7 bench for 16 total with 2 IR. So that was a change. I mean, I enjoy it. The more bench, the better for me. But we haven't really made a change to the actual starting roster since like 2 or 3 years ago when we added that additional flex. And we took away the defense. And then
Yeah.
again, that's been like that for the last few years. So any changes that you would make to the roster with starting or bench spots?
That feels really strong too, especially with the work that you've been doing the last few years. And I like the addition of the bench spot.
Mhm.
It did make for a thinner waiver, Tuesday, but it's kind of fun, and that there's an interesting aspect to that. The only thing that I kind of throw in there
Oh
every
yeah.
year is
Oh
let's
yeah.
get rid of kickers, as I clearly just exemplified in the beginning of this with the trivia. So
What would you replace it with? So, in theory, let's say we get rid of the kicker. Do we just get rid of the kicker? Do we add a bench spot? Do we add another flex? Do we add a wide receiver? What? How would you structure that if we were to get rid of the kicker?
yeah, because then you're talking about lowering the total scores each week by, let's just say, like 8 or something. And so do you throw in a third flex and that person is like some streamer that might get you 8 points and it kind of just neutralizes the whole thing? I mean, I am a fan of more like being able to watch more players
Mm-hmm.
and say like I have a bigger starting lineup. My starting roster is bigger. So but that does start to enter a different territory. What do you think about that? So let's say we added a third flex. I wouldn't want to do super flex. That's a whole different kind of ball game.
No
I
super
don't know,
flex.
right?
The only
Like,
thing I would say is 3 flex makes it really like I don't know. You could like stack up on running backs, and it's kind of weird. I almost think if we were to get rid of kicker, I would add another wide receiver. So it'd be quarterback, 3
okay,
wide receiver, 2 running back, and then 2 flex, with tight end. So it's
yeah,
like you're forced to have those 3 wide receivers. One of them being a streamer for the most part, or one that is less confident in, but you
right,
still only have 2 flexes. If you open it up to 3 flexes, I think people could get really interesting. You could hog tight ends too.
yeah,
You could have a bunch. I mean, not that you want to, but like you could. So I don't know. I'm the kicker is interesting because part of me likes it because it's random,
yeah,
and then part of me doesn't like it because it's random. So it's like I
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I kind of like the idea of having more skill players because you can kind of predict a little bit easier with those than you can a kicker. But I kind of like having kicker because then you have the randomized portion of your lineup too. So I'm back and forth on that one.
yeah. And I'm definitely not a proponent of getting farther and farther away from like simulating an actual lineup. And we've
Right.
already gotten rid of defense. We've gotten rid of the IDP. So I'm like, for the record, like I don't mind if we keep kicker forever. I would be like, it'd be fun to get rid of it, but it's sometimes just good to like leave well enough alone. And nothing is broken with our rosters right now. Nothing
No.
needs like fixing. Where like the defense was just we were getting tired. Like it was like
Yeah.
nobody cares about this anymore. So I think yeah, that's where I'll land. Is like maybe we just keep it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Let's see. Waivers, anything you would do differently with waivers? We've been doing the continual rolling waivers, which means if you get a successful waiver, you're sent to the bottom of the line, and
Yeah.
you can kind of save or not place waiver requests in order to get one of the top ones in the future week. So would you keep that as we have had it the last couple of years?
That I've been thinking about a lot too, because as you and I have really gotten into other leagues and we've been way more exposed to Fab, it's like what if you just do one league with Fab, it's kind of hard and kind of annoying. But if you start doing multiple leagues with Fab, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I get how much I have to what's it called, wager or whatever
Yep,
in order
yep.
to get a player. Now I'm starting to like get the whole system. that I would kind of put in a, you know, like a little vote for, do we throw
Okay.
that out there to the guys to say this is a much more a waiver wire system that you have a lot more control over.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I wasn't really thinking that. Yeah. Could it be a fab year? Yeah. I mean,
We
that could
tried
be a
it.
change. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We would have to think about that. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that idea. I don't mind either one. I think we've, as a league, been more accustomed to the rolling waivers,
Yeah.
but Fab is a little bit more strategic. It gets a little bit more competitive with the waivers, and it's you can get whoever you want if you spend for it. It's not, hey, you have a number tied to you and you can't get this person because of that. Hey, if you want them, get them. You got to spend money for them. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that's an interesting proposal. I actually kind of like that idea.
I know
So
we it was a tough year when we tried it. I think we tried it in like 2010 or something. It
yeah,
was a
right.
long time ago. And or sorry, like 2013. But anyway, it just got a little out of hand because I don't know, it just was like hard to understand. And I'll be the first to admit, I like I tried to play the system and it was like, can I just pick somebody up? Like, does that work or how do I do this? So we would have to like make sure people are on
Everyone's on
board.
board.
And then,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. I agree. I agree. So I mean, payout structure. We're gonna think about leaning towards that top two. I think that's clean, and then maybe Survivor on top. Scoring, we're gonna keep the same most likely. One league, two divisions. That's gonna determine how many make the playoffs in my head. So we're gonna have to
Yeah.
lean one way or the other, and maybe we can get that out as a vote as well. Rosters keep the same. Maybe get rid of kicker, but probably most likely keep the same with
Yeah.
that extra bench, which 7 bench, which we did last year. In the points we said the same. In the waiver, yeah, I could see adding Fab actually. Making sure everyone's on the same page, but
Right.
making that change for the 21st season. That I could see that. And then everything else stays the same. The only thing I wanted to bring up is this lottery draft. So the
Yep.
difference that I wanted to do for after the 20th anniversary was kind of start fresh. And so part of me wanted to just do a like a completely random draft.
You used to do all the time.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea. I think it makes sense when you're not doing the dynasty and you're not holding, and
Yeah.
you're keeping. You don't have any keepers. So, but I also didn't want you to get like the top two pick again. You know what I mean? After winning two in a row, we got to make sure it's fair. So something came to mind, and I'm like, what about the lottery draft like the NBA does?
Yeah.
They have those lottery balls. They pick based on how you did last year, but it's still weighted random. It's still randomized using weights
Yeah.
for certain teams, and so that's where I'm kind of landing on. So we're gonna do a lottery draft. We're gonna do like a percentage of that ranking for the lottery, and how many balls you get and how many chances you get will be based on last year, a percentage of it, the standings from last year, and then the other percentage of it will be based on the overall power rankings for the last 20 years. So something like 80-20 or something like 70-30, weighted more with the 20 years power rankings, and then a little bit weighted from last year's rankings. So what we'll do is we'll create a standings from those two weights, and then the last place team of those standings will get the most chance and the most balls, compared to the number one team. And so once we have that set up, there is an actual internet site that does these lottery drafts,
Yeah.
and they do it even with like little reveals, on the spot, so you guys can kind of verify it. And it's not just me saying, "Oh, this is what the draft order is." We can view it together,
Yeah.
as a live stream. So I think that's kind of the idea. Is we get on stream, we just do a lottery draft stream. We can talk a little bit, celebrate the draft order, and then we'll know from then what our draft order is, and then we can kind of figure out what day we want to do it, for this year. So any thoughts or comments on that?
That's a blast. And I think anytime you have like an exception year, which our 20th anniversary was with some of our settings, including the draft, right? The draft was the exact order that the season prior
Right, right,
ended
right,
in.
right.
And so it's anytime you do like an exception, it's a good chance to say like, all right, let's relook at everything now. Because if we say like we're just going to return to what it was, we might not really want to do exactly whatever that was. So it's a good chance to do it. And what a better way to do that than something that's random.
Yeah.
And then the people who are like, kind of vying for the top spots in the draft, top picks in the draft, they actually they get that chance, and
Yeah.
everybody gets that chance with just differing weights.
Yep.
So I think it's like a really fair and fun way to do it, and to do it live would be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll stream it on a live stream. I'll make sure everyone knows when that is. Me and you can kind of reveal, and we can kind of go over it while it's happening to make sure we know that it's on the up and up, and this is what the draft order will be for this year. And then draft day, the first game of the season is the 9th of September, which is a Wednesday. So that Labor Day is the 7th of September this year, which is always a Monday. And we usually do it either that Sunday night before Labor Day or that Labor Day night. So I guarantee that will be the same for this year as well. Any objections to that?
No, it's great. I'm in another league right now that's already talking about setting it up for like the next couple of weeks, and I love that we do it that close to the start of the season.
Oh
So
yeah. We've been
great.
doing that, and
Yeah.
I'll vie for that. So all right, cool,
Yeah.
cool. So that is next year. We're getting ready for next year. So no better way to get ready by doing a mock draft. We have the power rankings reversed. So this is the power rankings reversed for our mock draft today. We're going to do 8 rounds, which is just basically your starting lineup without a kicker. And we're going to do, reverse to the power rankings, but this won't be exactly what it's going to be, but it will give us a little bit of a taste in how it might land for the 2026 season. So we have no time limit. We can kind of talk through some of these picks and talk about the league in general, but this is our first way too early mock draft for 2026. Are you ready?
Here we go. Let's do it.
All right. So
Interesting.
John Robinson and Christian McCaffrey, number 2. Okay. Gibbs,
Matt, what are you
number
doing?
3. Interesting. Matt, yeah, of course. Yeah. Giants and
Matt
Cowboys.
picks
Matt.
McCaffrey. I can't wait to hear his reaction on that pick.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So, and it is a minute. Well, I mean, I guess we'll move us through.
You can pause it and change that if you want to, but
no,
I've done
we'll
that.
keep it so it keeps us moving. But
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, this is an obvious wide receiver spot. I think I like Bijan. I like Gibbs in the top 2 for most of the drafts. But right now, with them both gone, Puka,
which one?
Jamar, Jackson, one of those 3. And I'm going to go Jamar Chase with Burrow. Okay.
Yeah.
So JSN goes right after, and Nakua right after. Bunch of other wide receivers with Lamb and Antonio or Amon-Ra. Then you got a couple more of the running backs, Devon Achane, James Cook. Okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor. All right. So you're up on the turn, which is possible with your win last year and being number 1 in the power rankings. It's very possible to have this 12th spot. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's like, how much do I want to throw everyone off right now? And do I just pick like Rashee Rice right here? Come on. What just happened?
Sorry. I just switched it to no time, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. I was feeling the pressure a little bit. But anyway, it's funny how it already looks like it's like thinning out at the end of the first round, but that's how dominant that like first crop, that first tier of players is. And this is just like a tricky thing. So this is actually kind of fun. I'm gonna go with the best.
Oh God!
Which?
I thought that was an auto pick. I'm like, oh shoot. Okay, that's a very interesting pick.
Yeah, and this is why you mock draft, everybody. So before you start talking, just like see what happens there. And because I have the next pick there too, I'm kind of like secure in I'm gonna get the next top player of my choice. So let's go with running back, but Kenneth Walker is like at the top of that. I'm gonna go with Genty.
Okay, I wasn't sure, and he does go on the turn there a lot.
Yeah,
I've seen Barkley go a lot at the turn there as well. Genty, Walker, Justin Jefferson, Omarion Hampton, Neighbors. Is he going to start the season though? I don't think he is.
No, I heard was like late October, which
Yep,
is
Barkley
really
just goes
depressing.
to Groovy Q. JSN and Barkley. That's a good start for Groovy Q actually. Jeremiah Love is showing up on the top here
Yeah,
from an ADP
right.
perspective for a rookie. Chase Brown is there hanging there. I almost thought you might go with Marion Hampton just because you putting out there that I want the same players as my previous championship teams.
It's still true too. Like I said that at the beginning of last year. I'm saying it again. Like I would love to build a very similar looking team. Um, but
I
yeah, I
can't.
think
You know
that's
what?
just a little more
I almost
exciting.
can't go Chase Brown because I have Jamar Chase, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like unless I want to go like the super stack or something.
Yeah, pick 4. How do you feel about pick 4? I like hate that spot.
Top 5 is not bad because you get one of
Okay.
those top 5 guys, but no,
Yeah,
I agree.
right.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go Jeremiah Love. I don't know why he's just gonna go
I
to
I
running
like it.
back
Yeah.
rookie. Oh, see, I was almost hoping Josh Allen got back to me. Olave and AJ Brown now in New England with okay.
Yeah.
Um, I don't like Rushy Rice with everything going
No.
on. Derrick Henry is still there. Oh man,
Yeah, which is
kind of
awesome,
I
which I
kind of
keep
like him.
seeing. I don't know
Brock
if you're seeing
Bowers.
that
I'm not
too,
gonna
but
go with the tight end. I went with the tight end last year, and it was Brock Bowers. But
yeah.
I just don't like the idea of that. So I'm gonna go Derrick Henry. So we got two running backs with steady
Yep.
Henry and a new Jeremiah Love, and then we have Chase as well so far for me. Jackson goes off the board
Yep.
early, and then you got Kyron Williams. Wow, look at Gang Green, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, and Kyron Williams. It's actually not a bad run because I don't know. I feel like a lot of running backs are going early.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it gets really thin later in the mock drafts that I've been doing. And then Brady Gaga at number 1 did the same thing
Yeah,
with 3 running backs there, and that's
I
actually a
actually see that a
really
lot in best ball too.
yeah. Yep. Alright, so now I have 2 picks, which is great. I would have loved to get Kyron again, which I feel like people are a little scared of him because of, did you just laugh at him? So maybe you're
I
one of them.
did.
Because Blake Corum was playing so well, but I had Kyron last year, and I, like, saw how they both could produce, so he's still a pretty, fun pick, I would say. Do I go another onesie here and grab, like, a killer quarterback and just, like,
I
get
mean, you're on the turn, so it
you
is
know
a
what?
little awkward.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because I wanna see what it looks like at the end if I kind of just get one of each position. So, I'm calling for, like, a massive year from this guy
Okay, okay,
just by making that pick, and then I'll go ahead and get, just make it kinda easy, get Garrett Wilson and
okay.
hope that the Jets are serviceable.
Oh, Burrow went right before.
And that's who you were eyeing?
I mean, for the stack with
Yeah.
Jamar Chase. But anyway, how much prep have you done this year so far? Like, have you done any best ball drafts? Have you done any
No.
mock drafts?
Yeah, I think I did, like, 5 or 6 mock drafts, and, what was it? 3 years ago, my name for everything was the quest for 1 because I was trying to get 1 win, and then, last year, it was, like, the quest for 2. This year, it's the quest for the three-peat, which is a crazy thing to say. So, I think I did, like, 6 of those mock drafts titled that. But that's really I mean, I listen to the podcast weekly, but that's really it, and part of it too is because we don't know our draft order, so I don't wanna get, like I don't wanna
Yeah,
fall in
true,
love with a spot.
true. What are we doing? Jalen Waddle now, Lad McConkey, Zay Flowers, Jameson Williams. I do
Yeah,
need
wide
a wide
receivers.
receiver. I feel like I need a wide receiver
Yeah,
here.
but isn't that kinda ugly?
Yeah, it is. Mecca Buka.
Yeah, because
Uh,
look at how many wide receivers have gone so far.
yeah. I
It's a
want to
lot.
go. Maybe I will go Colston Loveland. Wait.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Just like a tight end.
Yeah,
Because after that, I think it falls off pretty heavily. Like you don't have to
for
grab a
tight
tight end for a while. And then Devonta Smith is still there. Mecca Buka is still there for wide receiver. I do want to get wide receiver. I don't want to go too thin on wide receiver after this point of the draft.
You're not feeling confident in Egbuka, even though
I
he.
don't know.
I mean,
Why not? Why don't I feel? Yeah, I don't feel
second half of
confident.
last
I
year,
don't know why.
remember?
Yeah, maybe. So I'm gonna go Devontae Smith. Ibuka goes right after.
Remember, Devontae Smith is alone now.
Yeah, that's
There's no
true.
AJ
Good point.
Brown, so that could
Good
be
point.
an amazing pick.
Yeah,
in
so that's why I
5-4.
picked him in round 4, or no, round 5. That's exactly why. But I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right.
All right, so now I'm loading.
So you got Daniels, you got McBride, and then you got Genty. So you really went balanced. Look at that.
Look at that.
One tight end, one running back, one quarterback, one wide receiver.
That's a fun little roster I'm making. I don't think I would ever do that, but it's kind of like, wait, that's pretty awesome.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So now I want to load up on these guys, these running backs here. Let's see. I'm gonna go. This would be so fun if Cam Scottaboo just
Yeah.
has a
I've been
killer
hearing about
year.
him. Yep.
And then I'll go as a number 3. David Montgomery is the number 1 in Houston.
I like the idea going with the heavy running back build.
Yeah, 'cause we only have 8 rounds too.
Oh, we got to do Jalen Hurts, right? We just
Oh yeah.
stack him with Smith. Kraft
Easy.
goes. We already have our tight end. Pitts goes. Lemon, I guess Lemon or Lemon or whatever.
Lemon,
I heard he's now, because AJ Brown's gone, kind of him and Smith are going to be decently targeted, but he's a rookie, I believe, right?
Right. So I shouldn't say Smith alone, but like he's
Brian
the leader.
Thomas, I don't feel comfortable with him. So we got Chase and Devontae Smith, and then we got Jeremiah Love and Henry. So I feel like maybe another quarter or a running back right here. Tony Pollard. Oh, I do not like that.
Yeah, that's kind of
rough. Quarterback, we already have. Wide receiver, Michael Wilson, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas. I'm gonna go Jacoby. Why do I feel like what's his name? Trevor Lawrence is gonna have a good year. He had a good year last year, right? A decent year.
Yeah. All right.
These are your last 2 picks. So we got
Yeah.
Daniels, we got 3 running backs, we got 1 wide receiver, and 1 tight end with McBride and Wilson as the 2. Let's see where we go. We got one more turn here.
So
finish it out.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like the other teams are auto drafting, so I wonder if they know there's only 8 rounds. But like for there being only 8 rounds, having a balanced team like this, I would be really excited about it. And at some point, Marvin Harrison is going to play well.
No, you're not going to really draft him. This is just a mock draft.
But at some point, he's gonna play well. So I'll take him there, and then I'll finish it off with. I really like Alec Pierce in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him.
He was just paid a bunch, and so why not? Where is it? What just happened? I'm gonna take him there. You don't like Chris Godwin.
I tried to do it on Pierce before the computer picked.
Oh, great.
Oh man. Let's see if I can get Ricky Pearsall, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum. Wow. This is the 8th round. So my DraftKings best ball drafts, I do 20 rounds. So if it thins out after 8 rounds, it's rough in round 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Pearsall, I don't really love Rico Dowdle.
I know
Pitt.
how,
He went over to Pitt.
Yep.
We'll just finish out with that. So
fun.
We have
all right.
So for the first 8 rounds, kind of like your starting lineup, I got Jalen Hurts at quarterback. I got Devontae Smith, Myers, and Chase at wide receiver. And then I have Dowdle, Love, Henry at my running backs, and then Colson Loveland as a tight end. I don't mind that. I'm not as familiar with all these names right now. 2 weeks ago, I did a bunch of drafts. I'm up to about 15 best ball drafts, but then 2 weeks after, like the last 2 weeks, I've not done anything. So not sure how that lands, but don't mind that. And then Benz, you got Jaden Daniels running. Now that was what 2 years ago that he won a championship for you. So there you go. You got Genty, Scadaboo, and Montgomery as your running backs, and then you got Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, and Alec Pierce. So how do you feel about then McBride, which was your first round and an early tight end? How do you feel about your team?
Yeah, for taking McBride in the first round, actually love how it ended up, and like I said, like it's just fun to mock draft like this, but it's not the craziest thing. Like
No.
I don't think I would ever do it, or maybe I would. You'll never know, everyone. But look at I ended up with a potential, let's say, top 3 quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And then my wide receivers are weak.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where the kind of the weak point is. But I like the running backs; they're young, and then I've got it balanced with an older running back in the flex. So I think it's a pretty fun lineup. This year is going to be so different because the last 2 years I was drafting at the
True.
front end, and then just like I don't know, we've got some new players mixed in now that are getting taken higher. We've got players that have dropped significantly, like Brian Thomas and Marvin Harrison,
True.
that were being taken in round 1 and 2 last year. I like your Jeremiah Love just because, and maybe that's you combined him with Derrick Henry. You've got like both ends of the age spectrum
Yeah,
there,
right.
so
Tenured and rookie. Yeah.
and could be still 2 top 5 or 7 running backs. Like that could be awesome.
Yep. I agree. Not bad at all. I like it. Chase, I like. And then the stack with Hurts and Devontae Smith. That's
that could
a
be
best
great.
ball tactic there. You got Colston Loveland, top 3, top 4 tight end there. Myers and Devontae Smith and Chase. Rico Dowdle, and then I like my top 2. So I like it. It's balanced for the top 8. Not bad at all, and just fun to kind of get out there and see what it would be like. I have a feeling with my recent success over the last 2 years, I might not have one of those top 5 picks either. So it's like not a guarantee that I get a top 5 pick, even though in the power rankings I'm in the bottom 5. But last year I did pretty well. So I might be more in the middle there, which I don't like. To your point, I like to be in the top 5 to get one of those top 5. But honestly, that back half, you get 2 running backs or 2 wide receivers. And I kind of like where that lands for the not 12th, but maybe 10th or 9th or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and looking at some of these other teams too, it definitely feels like a wide receiver heavy front part of the draft. You see all this blue
Yeah.
on sleeper, which just means wide receivers, and like ladies. So the auto draft for ladies, but we'll just blame Sarah right now. 4 wide receivers and then Tootin and Judkins, and so like really kind of gambling on running backs there, and then finishing with a QB who could absolutely break out this year, and then a really kind of interesting tight end.
Yeah.
And then with Jet Up, started with one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the league, and followed it up with Collins, Brown, Flowers, McLaurin, like all these wide receivers. And you see like there's all these runs. Not that the auto draft is indicative of much, but like could be. And people could definitely could you see our league drafting this way?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the Brady Gaga's draft. That's what I've been doing the most in my best ball drafts is the heavy running backs.
Yeah.
And then you still get a McConkey, Jamison Williams, Sutton. Like those aren't bad wide receivers, but you stack up those running backs early. You got Pitts, you got Mahomes still from the 1 spot, so not terrible actually. That's kind of the way I like to draft there when it comes to best ball. But yeah, pretty realistic. I think some of these teams are actually pretty decent. Pack attack even Devon Achane, Jefferson, and Higgins for the top 3. The rest of them is 8. Yeah. I mean, it all depends. It all depends on what happens. We'll be back to get the draft lottery set so people know when they're gonna be. How's the weekend? Like, are you available next weekend, or what are you thinking?
I say we do it. Yeah, we'll find a way.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit shorter. I mean, it's just going to be the draft. I mean, we talked a bunch. Maybe we'll have some final decisions by then, and we can kind of make some calls here with the structure. the buy-ins, the payouts, the roster stuff, the fab and the waiver stuff. So maybe we'll make some final decisions, and then we'll do the lottery to see what our draft picks will be for 2026 Jersey Crew Fantasy Football, the 21st season, and for us here at the podcast, the 5th season as well. So this will be a fun one. This will be good.
Those are some real numbers.
Yeah,
like
they are.
21 and 5. 5's nothing to scoff at. Like
I know.
That's
22 was our first year. I was looking, and that was MP3s. We had MP3s going out in the emails.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, and now we're here, and just so hopefully everybody watches this. But we've got like little new things we're trying to like display back there. I've got a new setup here, a new mic going. So every year, like we always say, we're trying to add to it a little bit more. So you never know what like more elements we might be putting out there in this year too. And this one's just a live stream for now, and then we'll get the podcast going, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Excited about this. All right, guys, we're gonna head out, and we will be back. The next time we're back, we will do a draft lottery to see our draft picks and finalize some of these decisions for the 2026 season for the Jersey Crew Fantasy Football League. All right, see you guys.